It's near this building. Ah. Well, fancy that, huh? View full screen? That's not full screen, but whatever. Oh, I have the hiccups now. Oh, apparently there's a buttload of them. Because it looks like there's 6 per pedestal? That's crazy. Maybe there's really just 1 per pedestal, but... Alright, cool. You know, I'd really like to thank you for pointing that out to me, Orion. I hadn't noticed it until now, and now it's super annoying. He did the glass breaking thing to me.
Uh-oh. What do you point out?
He said that autosave ring on the right side of the screen is really obnoxious. What a dick! I didn't notice it until he mentions it. And now I can't help but notice that thing. Alright, hold on. Quit. Exit to title screen. Let's do that. You suck, man. Alright, let's see if that fixes it. Yeah, once seen, it cannot be unseen. Exactly. Now if the game crashes, it's going to be Orion's fault. It was working great until you pointed that out. I have no idea how long that's been going on.
I didn't notice it till he said anything.
Yeah, I noticed. I didn't notice it until he said anything either. Although it's better that he did, because what if it was like an indication that the game wasn't being saved? That I definitely would not have wanted.
Like it's just perpetual time.
Oh, he said it started as soon as I walked into the vault.
Oh, okay.
Well, that's not so bad.
Funny, because the entire time you were in the vault, I never saw it.
Yeah, me neither. Alright, I want to try to finish a lot of these mini missions. A lot of these lettered missions, the people.
Okay. You got money.
They do give me good money. Oh, hey, there's another crime. Let's go do that one.
I love the...
They're fun, dude. I like them too. I don't think I like them as much as you do, but...
Screw you. You're amazing.
Oh my god. I also don't think I like you as much as you do.
That's true.
Good to see you again, Sir Jacob.
Like yesterday where I laughed till I cried at my own joke.
Yeah, and your joke was, bye!
That's so funny.
Shut up, I'm streaming!
Sorry.
No, I don't care. Oh my god. Yeah. I'm funny. Haha, I'm funny. I found a crime.
Hello? Yes, you! Can you spare a penny for a veteran of the library?
The professor of the twice... Oh, the mystery of the twice dead professor. So I was like, the professor of the twice dead professor. I was like, what?
Here's an especially exciting one. Perfect for a penny dreadful.
A famous professor dies twice.
That's once more than usual. Twice as many sales. My name will soon be known across the nation.
Hmm. Yeah. Oh, why is this green? I thought it.
I was like, what are you doing?
I thought it was the thing with the stuff and junk. Let's go to Bing's house. No! Let's steal his stuff. Sick! Bro, climb the banister. Oh my god. Ugh, I'm gonna murder your face. Where is he? He's downstairs. Oh, he fell down the stairs.
Oh.
He slipped. Yes, solved. It's the easiest mystery ever. The body shows evidence of having been in a terrible struggle. There's a deep cut to the forehead that appears to be surgical. The cut goes down to the skull itself. That's hot. Cut to the skull, struggle. Let's look at stuff upstairs. What's this? An intricately carved sculpture, evidently of African origin. There was a small recess where something could have been hidden. It's a hidey spot. It's like a hail bay. Ooh, a spider. A large, distinctive spider curled up in death. Venomous? Maybe? An open wooden crate shipped from within London. It is clearly marked to be opened only by professional Bing.
I should go back and ask about this.
By Professor Bing, personally. A letter to Professor Bing from his attorney. My dear Bing, I can certainly amend your will to discourage the marriage of your son with the young lady in question. An annual allowance that will be suspended in the event of such a marriage should serve the purpose. If, as you suspect, she is driven by love of money, such a proposition should considerably dampen her ardor for your son.
Well now, I didn't ask about this.
So his son was going to marry some money, some gold digger, basically. And he didn't like it. Letter from a colleague. Esteemed Professor Bing, my research trip has been a great success. I have been able to Verify personally several of the unusual customs that you chronicled in your brilliant book. Once again, I am humbled by your genius, Professor Silas.
I wonder if someone could tell me more about this.
Maybe the spider was housed inside that African thing?
Yeah, maybe.
It sounds a little weird, but Stranger Things. That's a really good show. We should watch that again.
Yeah.
We'll watch it when the next season comes out. We'll just binge the whole thing.
Okay.
My dearest love, I do not understand your father's antipathy against me. I fear that he will take steps to disrupt our engagement. Please obtain his assurances that no matter if you marry me or no, he will render you your due when the time comes. Wow, that seems very suspicious. Please make sure from your dad that when he dies, you get his money. Why would you say that?
Bigger.
Still. Who are you? Emmett Bing.
It's unthinkable. Such a great man. We were still in mourning from the burial. He was buried yesterday in the family plot.
What? He was buried yesterday, and yet he's dead on the floor?
My father was an eminent anthropologist and something of an explorer. He made his name by investigating the practices of a small village in the Congo. His colleagues at the university often sent him trinkets from abroad.
They said he was dead twice.
Yeah.
So, like, spider bit, thought he was dead, so they buried him, but he wasn't. So that killed him for pills.
Oh. Yeah, maybe the spider's venom wasn't deadly, it just rendered him in a catatonic state.
Yeah, possible. He died, yeah, if they buried him yesterday and he's laying here on the floor.
Oh, interesting. Spiders use hydrostatic blood pressure to keep their legs splayed when they're alive. When they're dead, the lack of a heartbeat means there's no pressure and the legs curl up. If you ever think a spider is dead because it's not moving, but its legs, but it's not curled up, it's not actually dead.
Good to know.
Very interesting.
This is no time to talk about the will. It is true that my father and my fiancée didn't get on, but I'm confident that once he got to know her as a daughter-in-law, they would have become friends.
Angela.
It's so very awful. The professor died of an heart attack just days ago. Then tonight, I hear pounding at the door. I open it to find him bleeding and in pain. He tried to say something, then collapsed dead. Again.
What were his last words?
He kept repeating, Barkesso, Barkesso, over and over. What does it mean?
I don't know.
He got that a few days ago. Inside was a statue. I thought it was a marvel, but he told me it was quite common. I don't know who sent it. Spider? Let's get that out of here. Emmett is deathly afraid of spiders.
Emmett is deathly afraid of spiders. So I don't think Emmett would have killed his dad with a spider.
But I think you're right that the the statue housed the spider.
Yeah. They shipped the statue in the whoever shipped the crate shipped the statue with the spider in it. That's my going theory at the moment. All right, let's go check out the quicker way up here. Bro, if it ends up being the fiance, I'm gonna be pissed. No spoilers, Primus. If your guess is correct, I have no way to prove that it was just a guess and not a spoiler.
Well, it's the obvious guess right now.
It is. I don't believe it was the, I don't believe it was her.
Yeah, we need a lot more info.
Yeah, there's not an, other than she's writing her out of the will. Writing his son out of the will. I think I'm gonna do the universe. Well, the university is first. It probably wants me to go there first. There was that one I did a while back where it assumed I was doing them in a particular order. And then it got weird because it started talking about me finding stuff in another spot. I didn't find anything there. A bookcase, a well-stocked library of anthropological books. A significant number of them are by Professor Bing, all well thumbed. A book written by Professor Bing, The Intriguing Customs of Deepest Africa. An entire chapter is torn from it.
I should go back and ask about this.
Pedestal with nothing on it. However, a descriptive label is written, Bagesu tribal mask, a jackal. So the mask is missing. There's another crate. An empty box labeled arachnid. Hop.
I should return and find out about this.
Hip hop anonymous? Yes. Treatise by Professor Wilson on the topic of an unusual Bolivian spider. One passage notes that the venom produces a state resembling death, and that some Andean tribes use the venom during a rite of passage in which initiate boys experience a symbolic death lasting 2 or 3 days.
I wonder if someone can tell me more about this.
Would you look at that? An illustration of a spider resembling the dead spider found in the Bing home. A note describes it as a rare spider found in Bolivia whose venom is a strong tranquilizer. Shallow and pedantic. Where are the last 2 clues? Well, let's go downstairs. I didn't see any downstairs. Oh, there's one. I was going to say, that doesn't mean there aren't any. There's the other. Handkerchief. A lace handkerchief with red embroidery. Matches the cemetery. See? I haven't been to the cemetery yet. How would I know that? Receipt. A suspiciously nondescript receipt for £7. So a receipt for £7, but it has nothing else written on it. Interesting. Who are you? Virginia. Ah, you're the girlfriend.
A lovely man, and quite wealthy. I only wish he had lived to bless my alliance with his son. I'm sorry to hear about that. Do you know whether that change was actually made?
Oh my god.
I hoped you wouldn't find that. I'm afraid several of the faculty purchase cadavers for research purposes. It's a fact of university life.
Ah. It was a receipt for a gravedigger. Not a gravedigger. A receipt for a... What do they call those people that steal from graves?
Robber.
Grave robber. Duh.
Chances someone at the university paid to have.
They paid to have him dug back up. Probably so they could make it look like... You know what I bet it was? They wanted to make it look like he died, had him buried, then dug him up and brought him here so that they could, like, torture information out of him or torture him to change something. Possibly the will. I don't know.
Or it could have been something research to all those things about Africa were born out.
Yep.
An eminent colleague. He wrote prolifically. Probably no one will ever amass the amount of knowledge he acquired. I'm most vexed about that. A rare specimen of the sort I've been studying for years. It escaped a few days ago. no doubt due to that scatterbrained assistant Virginia. My thesis subject. My South American colleagues tell me that this particular arachnid is only found in the Bolivian Andes. Fascinating subject.
Seems rather inconspicuous. Just giving me information, really. And who are you? Silas!
The anthropological sciences have lost a great mind. He revolutionized the field. It is my fond hope that I may inherit his mantle.
He's very shiny.
I recently traveled to Africa in order to continue studies on the indigenous tribe Professor Bing discovered some time ago. Which one is that? Sorry, difficult to read. I've lost my spectacles somewhere.
He's lost his glasses. I guess we should go to the cemetery. I mean, it all seems like it's pointing to the fiance. The only problem I have with that is it's all just like, I mean, there's no definitive proof that she did it. It's all just like she wasn't happy that he wrote her out of the will. And you're like, that's it? I mean, yeah, that's a reason to kill someone, sure, but that's the extent of the proof I have.
These boys given you not just ample proof, but like.
So far, yeah. So let's keep searching around, see what we find. Gravedigger's coat, an old worn coat. One pocket contains a crumpled note. Here, the sum agreed upon for last night's transaction. Probably the person who got paid to dig up the grave. Okay. Circumstantial? No, well, I mean, there is no circumstantial evidence other than she was upset that he wrote his son out of the will. That's the extent of the evidence. A lace handkerchief with red embroidery matches it at the university. Whose is that? I don't know. Yeah, it'll trigger, and then I can ask somebody. Bing family vault. The lock is broken and the door is ajar. Professor Bing's casket is empty.
I believe I should pay a return visit to someone.
Door ajar, broken lock, empty casket. £7 sterling. It's actual money laying
I should
there.
reinterrogate a suspect.
That's all the clues here.
He showed up again. First time that's happened in 35 years of grave digging. I saw the son lock the tomb myself. Body snatching? That's an insult. I'd be in the slammer quick as that if I got caught. It's plain that 7 guineas is a lot for a bloke like me. I'm careful with me pennies and save for a rainy day. So I sell a body or two on the side. A man's got to eat, ain't he? I broke the lock and left him on a barrel just behind his tomb. It was dark, couldn't really see. But some fella come by and carted the old professor off. It's muddy back there. You can likely still see the tracks.
Muddy tracks. Have I played LA Noire? No. Although I think I own it. We should probably play that, me and you. Play that together. I think we'd have fun with that. Oh goodness, look at all that stuff. I don't really care what Cappy likes. An abandoned house. All locations unlocked.
It did say you need to go back and
Yeah, it says all locations unlocked, continue exploring, or you can make an accusation if you want.
It said in the graveyard you probably go
Yeah.
reinvestigate.
Yeah, no, I'm not going to make the answer. I'm just saying. Woman? Tools includes a saw and a small hammer. The saw is bloody. Yeah, there's blood everywhere. What's this? Ashes. A small pile of cold ashes giving off a perfumed odor. Huh. What's this? Single page. A single page torn from a book on the Bagasu tribe. It describes ceremony rituals involving sacred masks, incense, and chanting.
And the mask was
Yeah. There's the mask. A wooden carved mask of a jackal. An entire chapter ripped from his book, The Intriguing Customs of Deepest Africa. The chapter describes an ancient custom whereby members of the Bagasu tribe ceremonially ingest the living brains of respected elders in order to obtain the knowledge. Holy crap.
I don't think it was the girlfriend.
I don't think it was the girlfriend anymore. You know who I think it was? The dude who's missing his spectacles.
And there are glasses.
Standard eyeglasses broken in two.
He said that he wished he could be
Yeah, he wished he could be as smart as him. That's exactly what he said.
studying out as well, so what if
Yeah, he faked the guy's death and then tried to eat his brain. That is so fucked up, dude. Well, let's go back to the Bing house real quick, because he's at the university.
Right.
And I want to see if there's anybody to chat with at Bing's house, just to make sure.
Yeah, I can go back to
Yeah, but I'm strongly leaning towards that guy now. Holy crap.
Yeah.
So it was the seemingly innocent man, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, the one that you said his coat was shiny or whatever.
Yeah, the one that I said he was all shiny. I think that was just a graphical glitch, but
No,
still.
I think so too, but I'm trying to make sure I know what you're talking about.
Nothing new to talk to these people about. Yeah, see, they don't have little triangles on their name. Okay. Oh yeah, university is white again instead of being gray. It's just at the university. But yeah, I'm barring any really strange stuff that comes up in conversation, I'm gonna blame him.
Yeah, if he would have known about the spider, he would have had access to the spider.
He would have had access to all of the books. He would have had access to the mask. He had a reason for wanting to do it so that he could be as smart as the other guy. So I think the other lady, whether she's a gold digger or not, doesn't really matter.
Yeah, well, obviously she is, but I don't think she did.
Yeah, I don't think she killed the guy for the money.
I think she was out.
I just think she was like grumpy that he wasn't going to give his son all the money. Yeah, means, motive, and opportunity. Exactly. Bro, climb up on top of the... You can make that. Sorry, my lip was itchy. Great minds? Gross. Yeah, this guy. I think it's that guy. Or we're gonna go talk to the one person downstairs that still has something to say. Not you, apparently. Her. Hello.
Yes, that's mine. I misplaced a similar one, possibly at the funeral. I was so upset.
Okay. Yeah. So that explains why the handkerchief was there. She goes to the house because she's dating the son. That's why one of her handkerchiefs is there. And then she left one at the grave site because she was mourning.
I required his knowledge in order to become the greatest anthropologist in the British Empire, and his beloved tribe of savages provided the method.
That Professor Silas was particularly cunning and gruesome. Mr. Raymond will be thrilled.
That's fucked up. The mystery of the twice-dead professor. The esteemed Professor Bing was the victim of a diabolical plot confected by his colleague and erstwhile acolyte, Professor Silas. Using a powerful spider venom, Silas put his mentor into a deep coma. He went so far as to attempt to eat Bing's brains in an effort to ingest all his knowledge. All this was inspired by the very African tribe Professor Bing had himself discovered. No doubt Silas's mind was unbalanced, as he believed he would surpass all anthropologists. He would surpass all anthropologists. Jesus Christ. By absorbing his mentor's cranium. Rest in peace, Professor Bing. Cerebrum. Ah! Cranium. What the hell? Ah.
Doesn't matter.
Balls.
You're done, you're done.
You get the idea.
Yeah.
Y'all know how to read better than I do.
It's great. Proud of you.
Thanks, Cappy. Okay, so that's done. Is there another one? And another one. Let's go over there and do that. Because these are fun. I like it a lot.
That earlier.
You did?
Yes!
I don't even remember.
I said, would you say you like it a lot? And you were like, no.
Wow, I'm such a douche.
That's okay. I'm used to it.
That's true. Whee! Bloop. Blech.
Walk on, stupid nag.
What are you doing here?
Up ya, come on. Come on, bloody Pegasus. Up ya.
Just murdered those two fools.
My dear friend, the Ghost Club has an extraordinary case for you. Spiritualist Thaddeus the Amazing has predicted his own death at his next seance. Could you have a look?
It's pretty easy to... If you're the psychic and you predict your own death at the next seance, it's pretty easy to be like a famous psychic at that point. You just kill yourself and you become famous.
Or fake your death.
Or fake your death, yeah. Solving a murder right after murdering someone, chaotic neutral. Yeah, pretty close.
You are about to witness an extraordinary event. Ah, we have a visitor.
What is happening here?
Help!
Not yet. Someone, light the lamps.
Oh, he's actually dead.
Nobody move. This is like murder by death. Please tell me this is the basis for that. By the way, if anybody here has not seen Murder by Death, what the hell are you doing with your lives? That movie is so good. Okay, his hair and clothing have been slightly scorched from the explosion. A bloody knife is also stuck in his torso. Murder by Death, yes. It's a movie. Timer and flash pot. A rudimentary timer with charred remains of a fuse attached. The fuse leads to an empty plastic cylinder, apparently the container of a non-lethal amount of gunpowder, to produce the recent flash of light. Is this his house? Yeah, it is his house. Psychic's house. The Psychic's house. A list of Thaddeus's clients' addresses. There are also 2 columns for each client. Both columns indicate significant amounts of money per seance. The first column appears to refer directly to the client. It isn't clear to whom the second column refers. However, Dr. Wilburn is missing from the list. This does feel a bit like that now. It's getting very confusing. For the love of God, get his signature at the next session, or I swear I'll expose you. AR. Weathered, probably written weeks ago. I found a tramp who lives on the street near one of the pigeons. The fellow smokes like a chimney, and for the price of a few cigarettes, he supplies me with all the information we need. Well, yeah, Orion. But that's not the movie I want you to see. I want you to see Murder by Death. Flashpot, 8 shillings. So he purchased the flashpot. That was pretty obvious anyway. An unsigned paper which would enable Thaddeus to act as Howard Roberts' legal representative.
I should return and find out about this.
Interesting. Who are you? Douglas. How do you know Thaddeus?
Nothing but a showman, really. Each week he gave a seance with all his clients present together. So many people makes everything much more dramatic. I attend Lady Ursula at these sessions. She's ailing and needs someone to help her along. I have no particular belief in an afterworld, but if it comforts Milady, I see no harm.
Okay.
I sought him out after the death of Mittens.
Oh my god, that is the best response ever. Okay, who's Mittens?
Mittens is my beloved kitty cat. She was run over by a milk wagon several weeks ago. I've been trying desperately to contact my sweet thing ever since. I'm not well, though, and likely haven't long to live myself. I was so hoping to hear from my loved one. I'm convinced Thaddeus could have communicated Mittens' wishes to me. I must know to whom Mittens wishes that I should leave my fortune. And now Thaddeus is lost to us. I shall never know.
She wanted her cat to tell her who to leave her money to?
Yeah, but that's also a really important thing.
Oh yeah, it is. It definitely is.
Yeah.
No, I'm just laughing at how ridiculous it sounds. Not that it
was her, but maybe someone wanted her money.
Yeah.
This is so frustrating. I had a simple question, but have had to come back for séance after séance, week after week. Each time Thaddeus divined a partial number from the other side, but never the entire correct number. Today he promised that I would get everything. Thaddeus felt that if I signed some papers, it would demonstrate to my dead father that I had absolute trust in Thaddeus.
No, he was the one that was like, you need to get this guy's signature, I think. We'll go over the clues at the end, because there's a lot of people here in this one, so it's going to get a little confusing up front, but...
He was an incredible psychic. I came to clarify some personal financial matters.
I think he's the guy that's not on the list.
I don't understand what happened. He foretold his own death, but I didn't expect it to happen like this.
And who are you? Janice Asquith.
I have no doubt that his powers were genuine. He was able to tell me of my daily comings and goings, and all manner of details that he couldn't possibly have known. He certainly was going to be able to put me in contact with my sister.
So he was stalking you.
I've been coming here to decide whether I should accept a marriage proposal. Thaddeus had been attempting to contact my departed sister so that she could give me advice. Thaddeus was a kind man who sincerely wanted me to make the best choice. Now what am I to do? I'm so sorry to lose Thaddeus. The oddest part is that he claimed all would be revealed to each of us before his death.
I'm starting to feel like Thaddeus set people up. Alright, so there's 1, 2, 3 houses to visit. Alright, let's go to Roberts' house. It sounds like he was trying to set a bunch of these people up, but he also, like, he didn't seem to get anything out of it. Well, no. I get that part of it, but more along the lines of, like, why not giving them information? Like, he tells them all he's going to give them info, and then he doesn't give them info. Why hold back at that point?
Then you can keep them coming back for more seances.
Yeah, but not if he's dead. Not if they think he's dead. Anyway, we'll figure it out. Dating over a year ago, mysterious death in King Street. A spiritualist who went by the name of Felix Magnus claimed that he would die at his next seance. But the outcome held even more drama. Mr. Magnus demonstrated to several clients that their closest friends and relatives were swindling them via Magnus himself. Before a burst of smoke and flame ended the seance abruptly, Magnus was declared dead by a certain Dr. Folsom, who was attended as a client. Ah, okay. What do you bet it's both of them? The psychic and the doctor. That's why the doctor doesn't appear on the money list. And they keep changing their names and going around conning people out of their money.
So he's like, oh, he's dead when this puff of smoke or whatever
Yeah.
happened.
Oh, he's dead. I'm a doctor. I know this.
But this time, he's really dead.
Yeah, maybe the doctor ended up killing him because he was like, you know, now I want your half of the money or something. I don't know. We'll keep going, but that's what I'm thinking at the moment. Seems probable. Yeah, we're pretty sure. Several scrawled banknotes. Pentland Bank A7 question. Bank of Kent 270 question. York Bank question A72 question. A note appending to the father's will specifying that the bulk of my fortune is safely secured in an account, the particulars of which will be communicated by word of mouth to my son. Trying to guess a combination lock? Possibly. It looks like A720. If all three of them, like, line up properly. Oh no, because that's 270, not 72. Huh. I don't know. All three of them had different bank names on them, too.
My brother has become obsessed with some secret bank account. He inherited almost all of my father's fortune, as well he should as the male heir. But some was locked in a secret account. I think it unlikely that it should be a significant amount. Power of attorney to a psychic? That sounds very unusual indeed. I went along to the seances a couple of times. I thought it was a waste of my brother's time.
Interesting. Yeah, I earned a skill point. Neat. There's a letter in one of the pockets. Boyd, dear lad, if you don't give me the money by the end of the month, you will be in a heap of trouble. The kind of trouble that hurts. Need I say more? Everett owes money. Mr. Everett Boyd's business plans appear to be sound. As long as he has no other pressing obligations, I believe that if your daughter accepts his proposal, the money you settle on the happy couple would mean the success of Mr. Boyd's venture, and your daughter Janice would live a comfortable life.
I wonder if someone could tell me more about this.
I have some affection for Everett, but I don't think my sister would approve of him. She always bade me to strive for more than that which merely appears directly in front of my nose. If only Father weren't so urging me otherwise. Janice's diary, Mary Everett, sister's disapproval. What's in the fireplace? Oh, nothing. There was another clue up here, I thought. Oh, I saw the fireplace through the floor and thought it was gold. It's gray. There's one more clue I'm not seeing. Oh. It's in the alley. Cigarette butts. A pile of stubbed out cigarette butts, likely left by a vagrant. One can still smell tobacco smoke.
Her father mentioned this swindler to me. I understand it's because of him that my engagement has been delayed. I know the owner of a local brewery, and I'm convinced his business will flourish. He just needs some financial backing. Now Janice is free to be married at last. I'll invest my dowry in the brewery and make a fortune.
Hmm.
Never trust a man who tells you what you want to hear. He's after something. Taking advantage of my daughter's love for her departed sister. With that charlatan gone, things can get back to normal. My daughter's engagement to Everett Boyd can be announced at last. Janice's elder sister was strong-willed. Janice always followed her lead. That's why it's so sad that she asks her advice, even in death. Time for Janice to think for herself. I know what's best for her. A girl Janice's age should be married. Everett is a very sensible young man from a good family. He'll be very successful, I'm sure of it.
No, it plants a seed of suspicion, but it's also not screaming either. It's just kind of like, okay, so you guys wanted the money so you could invest it. Okay.
Janice is a lovely creature. I would be honored were she to accept my proposal. I do adore her.
Okay, well that's more information. Oh, look at this. Oh, and see, Orion just said this. Not giving me any time to solve these things on my own. Wow, this guy does smoke like a chimney. Holy crap. There's cigarette butts like every 10 feet.
That's me. Yeah, some fella come by here every so often. Gives me a silver sixpence if I tell him everything about the folks in that house. Nothing unusual about him. Just a regular fella. I've seen him go into that building over there.
That building over here, huh? Hey, what's up, Bruno?
What's this all about?
You cheeky
Move
sod!
on.
Wait
I'll
till
move
I
you
get
along.
there!
Okay. 4 clues in this office somewhere. See if we can figure out what's going on here. So the vagrant said somebody paid him and then came into this office. It was about the extent of the information he gave me. Oh man, we're doing all right. How are you doing? Business cards. Several business cards for a medical doctor. All are identical except each name is printed with a different name. Aha. Identical cards, different names. Doctor. W. Arrive after the others as usual. It will deflect suspicion. Also make certain that we get a big flash this time. They must be convinced it's enough to kill me.
Oh, this doctor's stuff. You already knew the doctor.
Yeah. So it seems like our initial suspicions are somewhat correct, that the two are in it together and keep conning people. A set of files containing disorganized details regarding Thaddeus's clients. For example, wants the cat to tell her he should inherit. Janice's sister called her sissy. The cat loved to play with Lady Yu's teaspoons. Want to tell her that her sister approves of her marriage. Knows the account number, needs his signature to access it. Howard's father enjoyed grouse shooting.
I believe I should re-interrogate a suspect.
It's basically just information to make them think he knows what he's doing. She says the bank account is A72 at Kentish Bank. Kentish Bank. Okay. Yeah. I don't either.
This is really most convoluted.
Alright, let's go to Lady Ursula's house. Well, what's nice is the game highlights what you need to return to now. They didn't do that in the old in Unity. So you were constantly like having to figure out, do you need to go back somewhere? And that's the one thing that really annoyed me about those, is all that stuff. This is very much more helpful. Oh yeah, the thing? Yeah. Lady Ursula's house. She's the cat lady. She's the old lady that thinks she's going to die soon. She's the lady who had an assistant come with her. All right. Lady Ursula's house, Boston newspaper clipping, dated 7 months ago. Medium foretells his own death. In a stunning dramatic final seance, psychic Roberto El Magnifico revealed that several clients were being traduced by their loved ones who had paid him to give information at his false seances. But then, just as predicted, he was killed in a mysterious explosion during his final seance on Newbury Street. One of his clients, Dr. Pittenweem, pronounced him dead at the scene. The phrases "traduced by their loved ones" and "mysterious explosions" are circled in pencil. So I don't know if she or one of her assistants, the lady or the guy at the other place, had suspicions. This is very interesting. I found another newspaper article similar to the one I gave you. This one is from Sydney. It appears we will be exposed at the next seance, just as those people were. Douglas, you've got me into this. You better solve it. Maybe the assistant was in on it to try to get her money. I think so. Nah. I don't know. So many names. We'll go over it in a minute. Lady Ursula's will. To Miriam, my maid, and to Douglas, my butler, I leave my Belchingham china in thanks for their long service, to be given on their wedding day, whenever that day shall be. I leave my dear cat Mittens all my remaining worldly goods in the hope that they bring him even a small portion of the joy he has brought me. Yeah.
Wait, Douglas knew that the seance guy was going to expose all the people for... Because the seance guy, Magnifico, revealed that all of your family members have been duping you.
Oh.
And then killed himself. So that would have been, and Douglas knew that was going to happen that night.
His whole thing, wait, so the psychic and the doctor's whole thing was to expose loved ones who were trying to manipulate their family members.
Yes.
And then they would fake their death and go do it again somewhere else. So they were doing a dick thing, but for a good reason.
They were well, not really. I mean, I guess they were getting money from the family members
Sure.
and from the people to get the seances.
Sure.
So Douglas knew that he was about to be exposed.
Yes. Because he was probably paying the psychic to tell Lady Ursula that she should leave him her money.
Yeah.
Because your cat says you should leave your money to Douglas.
Yeah. And he knew that that night, because Magnifico said, I'm gonna die this night, and he revealed his secret and then killed himself, and this has been happening. So
Right.
Douglas knew this was the night he was gonna reveal it.
Yes. Okay.
Oh,
So it was Douglas. You know what's funny is when I talked to that guy and he was all like, I guess if it's good for her, it's good for whatever. I don't care. I was all like, that seems very nonchalant about this guy who you don't like convincing the person who pays you to spend her money on him, and he just died. And he's just like, whatever.
Yeah.
And I was kind of like, that's a little suspicious.
Oh man, I was wondering if this was ever gonna come together.
Okay. Where was I? I leave my cat all my possessions, in the hope that it may bring him a small portion of the joy he's brought me. In anguished handwriting in the margin is scrawled, whatever will I do now that my dear Mittens is no more? What do you bet Douglas kills Mittens?
Oh my god, that would... Yeah, oh, she said that the cat was run over by a milk truck, but who could say that he didn't...
Well, who's to say he didn't run the cat over with his own carriage and then just say a milk truck did it?
Yeah.
Oh my god. This is great! Well, it's not great, it's terrible.
No, it's terrible, but now it finally...
But it's a video game, what do I care?
These mysteries are awesome.
These are really good, dude.
Fun.
I like them. Yeah, I'm like 99% sure it's Douglas now. Alright, what's up, lady?
Lady Ursula's health is not good at all. And now she's lost her cat, it's almost like she has nothing left to live for.
What happened to Mittens?
Lady Ursula was planning to leave her fortune to her cat Mittens. Since the cat passed on, she's been going to that spiritualist in hopes that Mittens will tell her what to do with the money.
That's just fucking ridiculous.
He's been Lady Ursula's butler for years. We have plans to marry. But first, Douglas needs to put together a little nest egg. He says he'll have some money soon.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Yeah. But he will have money soon.
I bet he will have money soon, yeah. He says he'll have money soon because he's going to tell the psychic to tell Ursula to tell that her cat says...
Well, that's what he had been saying, the psychic would never say that.
No. The psychic's whole deal was to find people who were trying to manipulate their family members and then expose them. And then fake his death, move on, and do it somewhere else. I mean, granted, he was getting paid in the meantime too, but...
Yeah.
It's kind of like the whole chaotic neutral. Take everybody's money you can, but make sure that nothing bad happens to them in the end, and then bail. I don't know if that's chaotic neutral, but whatever. You guys get the idea. Oh, this is the wrong place. It's the shop next door. Oh, here it is. Alright, we're going to talk to him last.
Yeah.
Ursula?
I simply do not believe it. And if you're implying that my butler was paying Thaddeus, I must ask you, why would a great psychic do the bidding of a common butler?
Money. That's chaotic good. Okay, sorry. I knew it was chaotic.
My own sister, paying Thaddeus off? I thought he was a bit too insistent that I sign that paper. Well, Anne is going to get a good talking to, believe you me.
Okay, bye. I'll talk to the doctor second to last.
You believe that Everett paid Thaddeus to manipulate me? It cannot be true. Thaddeus knew all of my comings and goings. He genuinely could communicate with the world beyond.
He was an incredible psychic. I came to clarify some personal financial matters. Good Lord, you found the office? I admit it then. Thaddeus and I traveled the world, bamboozling the gullible and then exposing the swindle. But his death was meant to be a fake. I have no reason to want Thaddeus dead. Quite the contrary.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
He wants to continue to ride that meal ticket.
Yeah.
You think someone paid Thaddeus to tell my lady that a cat wanted them to inherit? Well, that would be quite a clever scheme indeed.
Is someone having sex in the other room? You hear that too, right, Mom? I'm walking through this place, and every once in a while you hear, and it sounds, to me, from running around the city, it sounds like somebody bumped into somebody else.
Yeah.
And that's their, like, response, but it happens on a semi-frequent basis.
He was going to reveal my plot. He paid the price for betraying a fellow crook.
This Thaddeus fellow was rather too clever by half. But you pieced it all together very cleverly. Mr. Raymond was particularly interested in this one. He admired the duplicity of Thaddeus.
Spiritualist Thaddeus Smith routinely swindled not just his clients, but his clients' friends and families. In city after city, Thaddeus would confederate Dr. Wilburn.
Thaddeus and his confederate.
Oh, Thaddeus and his confederate, Dr. Wilburn, lured in those desperate to speak to the departed in the afterworld. But the swindlers were doubly paid, first by their clients, then by those close to them who wished to manipulate them. In such a fashion, Miss Anne Roberts hoped to gain legal authority for her brother in order to remove funds from a secret bank account. Mr. Everett Boyd wished to ensure his marriage to Janice would take place in order to gain a lucrative settlement. Lady Ursula's butler, Douglas, wished to have her dead cats counsel her to leave her fortune to Douglas himself. But none of those accounted for Thaddeus's odd quirk of enjoying giving a good lesson to his fellow swindlers. Once he'd emptied the coffers of his clients, Thaddeus then habitually exposed these manipulators before escaping by feigning his own death. This was corroborated by the supposed Dr. Wilburn, purporting to be simply one more client. But on this occasion, Anne realized that the coming exposure and enticed the butler Douglas, the only swindler present at the crime scene, to murder Dr. Thaddeus in the dark. Farewell, Thaddeus. You may now speak to those in the afterworld at your leisure. Man. That one was really good.
I didn't think we were gonna. I was like, I don't know.
It was really confusing up until the end.
Up until the point where you found the newspaper that talked about him exposing the swindle.
Yeah, exactly. And it was in Douglas's room, basically.
Right.
I bet you when I get this one, it levels him up to 10. Because that's the last one for him.
How much does it cost?
6?
Spend six skill points to reach the next level.
Oh, yeah, perfect. Okay. Let's switch over to Evie real quick.
This next...
She has 7 points. 2 and 4 is 6. So let's get these two, and then she'll only have the level 6 one to get. Execute 1 and execute... Sorry. Execute 2. Awesome. Alright. They're almost full level. Yeah, 98% of total skills trained. How much money? 12,000? That's 2,000. That's 5,000. That's 7. 7 and 5 is 12. I could get these 3, which would be handy. I'd get better rooks, and these guys would start with health decrease. Let's do that. Let's get those 3 bonuses. Rook Watchers have pistols, and Rook Brutes are just the tough guys. Cool. 8,000 there, 3,500 for weaker weapons. Okay. The rest of the murder mysteries... Oh, there's one over here. I was going to say the rest of the... Oh, there's 2. Yeah, probably. Alright. They're so fun! I like them a lot. Let's go to the train, collect the money out of there, see how much money there is. Maybe buy another upgrade or 2. A letter for me.
Seems a letter has come for Jacob.
Other way around, whatever. Wow, 11,250. Yeah, we can get some upgrades. Rook, I'm less concerned about Rook Riders. Wow. The Blighters won't initiate conflict with you on the streets. Holy crap, that is a amazing upgrade. Okay. Okay, 3,500 and 4,000, that's 7,500. I wouldn't have enough for the 6,000, but let's get dull blades. That'll reduce the Rook's... I'm sorry, that'll reduce the Blighter's ability to fight me. Yeah, let's get that one. They fire at me a lot. Let's get the Rook carriages. That'll be helpful. 2,500. Let's get the little kids to get more loot from them. That'll make the rest of my upgrades a little easier to get. Okay. That's a good set. Alright. I think that's going to do it for me for tonight. So, thank you guys for coming and hanging out. I appreciate it. For anybody new here who is unaware, I have YouTube, Twitter, and Discord links down below the stream. Feel free to follow or join Discord if you'd like to do any of that. But thanks for coming, and I will see you guys next time.